Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is our Salute to Service night, where we want to show our appreciation to our military, fire, police, and medical personnel. Please stand to be recognized. Also tonight, we are proud to have Army officer candidates running our chain gang. Let's give them a big round of applause. And lastly, we would like to have a moment of silence for IRS agent Patrick Bauer, father of Aiden Bauer, who is a player on our freshman football team. Patrick tragically lost his life in a training accident. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line for tonight's coin toss. Captains for the Mountain Lions, number 16, Penniman. Number 4, Haggerty. Number 18, Roebuck. And number 8, Christopherson. Tonight's officials: field judge Glenn Rathburn, side judge Kevin Quackenbush, back judge Vern Marshall, line judge Dan Kaminsky.
Pleasant good evening to you from Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. It's Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kevin Derryberry alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Cody Cameron. And tonight we've got a fantastic game. It's the Chandler Wolves and the upstart Mountain Lions from Mountain Ridge High School. A year ago, the Chandler Wolves were 9-3, unceremoniously exited the playoffs early. And for Mountain Ridge, under Doug Madowski, a 5-6 team, an early bounce out in the first round of playoffs. But two playoff teams here, two teams looking to pick up where they left off a year ago, Cody.
100%, and what a beautiful night we have here, Kevin. A salute to service night here at Mountain Ridge, and they call it the Ridge Army. A massive student section, one of the best bands in the entire state. This place is going to be rocking, and we're in for a show. We've got a dual threat quarterback over at Mountain Ridge who is phenomenal. Call him Easy E, Mr. Penniman. We're going to say his name a million times tonight. And on the flip side, a position at Chandler. When you think about the quarterback position, you think of so many greats. Last year, the coaching staff, they said, hey, we were kind of limited the mobility at that position. This year, they got a special talent in Blake Heffron, who is a phenomenal dual-threat quarterback. The battle of the dual-threat quarterbacks, a 6A showdown. I am stoked to call this one, Kevin.
Cody, you're looking for some guys that know how to play the game of football. First and foremost, in our pregame tonight, great conversations with the coaching staffs on both teams. These kids are well represented in the coaching category. It doesn't get any better than Rick Gerritsen. And then for first-year coach Gavin Lutman, he's inherited a fantastic program, and we are ready to go. We're underway here in Glendale. Back deep for Chandler is a playmaker. That's Carter Ochoa, and he is going to hit inside the 20-yard line, break a couple of tackles, take it across the 20, out to the 22, maybe the 23, and that's where he will be brought down. And we are underway here in Glendale. Special teams tackle made there by the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. Give credit to Brooklyn Marcinko, a junior safety coming out there to make the stick on the return man, Mr. Ochoa.
There's so much talent on both sides here, and Chandler's receiving core and running back room is loaded. Carter Ochoa, he is a junior wide receiver, 5'10". They list at 165. He is built like a rock, probably more 170, 180. He had probably the best offseason in the entire Chandler wide receiver room.
Yeah, and you add that to another stud in the name of Justice Span. They're absolutely loaded. All right, at quarterback for Rick Gerritsen's team, coming in 1-0 after the impressive victory last week. This is Blake Heffron. He'll wear number 10. He's 5'8", 165 pounds, and he can scoot with the best of them. First play of the game, it's a handoff, and they put the ball into the gut of Khalil Valentine. For Valentine, a senior tailback, 6 foot 185. This guy, a year ago, Cody, over 1,300 yards rushing. It was 18 touchdowns he had, 7 games he went over the century mark. This guy's a player.
Absolute specialty at the running back position. He's an Illinois commit. He's got loaded Power 5 offers. Khalil Valentine is the truth.
There goes Valentine in motion. Heffron back to throw the first down of the night. He's going to scramble out of the pocket, and he's going to pick up possible yardage before he's finally decked to the turf. Coming up to make a pretty impressive tackle for Mountain Ridge. It looked like Jeff Weinstein was all over the quarterback, the defensive end at 6'1", 175 pounds, staying in his lane there and waited for Heffron to meet him.
And senior linebacker Cole Christopherson, he's one of the returners on this Mountain Ridge team. It's a young team. There might be some growing pains in the first couple of weeks, but these kids get after it.
There goes Ochoa in motion. He'll stop, change his direction. Shotgun snap for Heffron. Rolls on the near side. He's got all kinds of time. He throws back towards the middle of the field. The ball is tipped, and then off the carom, hauling it in for Chandler is Khalil Valentine. So Valentine, obviously a great rusher, but he also has the skills to be a tremendous receiver too, Cody.
How about Heffron there, extending the plays with his legs, and an absolute bullet right in the chest of Khalil Valentine, who comes away with the third down conversion. So far, the Wolves 1 for 1 on the third down conversions.
They needed 10. They got exactly that, 10 yards. First and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Valentine flanked to the right of Heffron. Snaps his hands, gets the ball back. It's into Valentine's hands. Sweep to left. There he goes. Speed of the edge, 40, 30. He's not going to be caught. 20, 15, 10, 5. That'll be a touchdown for Khalil Valentine. He's in the box on the third play of the game. A 65-yard dash. And just like that, the Chandler Wolves are in the end zone.
Some serious speed, putting on the afterburners. This is what makes Khalil Valentine so special. Gets the rock, gets the outside. If you do not set the age and contain this superstar running back, he is gone. A sub-11 second 100-meter dash sprinter, and he showed off the burners right there and why he's one of the best players in the state of Arizona.
You talk about speed to the edge. Khalil Valentine just showed you everything that he has in his repertoire right there. That was an outstanding run. The only hope that they had for Mountain Ridge was the angle from Cody Halpine, and he missed that. So the one-point conversion attempt is up, and it is true. Kick is through. Point after try, good there by Adriano Pilato. And with 10:07 remaining in the opening quarter here from Mountain Ridge High School, it's Khalil Valentine 7 and the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions 0. But you have to credit that offensive line. They set the edge, Cody.
Yeah, big time. It's a young offensive line. Talking to Coach Garrettson, you know, he said, hey, we have some young players in there, but they also have a vet in Mateo Rodriguez, who's their offensive tackle. He's a senior leader of this Chandler Wolves group. He's been a part of such a special class of 2024 seniors for this Chandler Wolves group. Multiple Division I offer kid, 6'4", 285, and he is a tremendous talent at tackle. Spring and loose, Khalil Valentine for the touchdown.
That was impressive. Again, 18 touchdowns just one season ago. He has that nose for the end zone, and he's big play, right? He can absolutely house it from anywhere. He's a one-touch back.
He is a one-touch back. He's a three-down back. We just already saw him in the receiving game. He is what Coach Garrettson said, my best receiving running back I've ever had, and Garrettson has had what you called in the pregame meal RBU. He's had a ton of running backs go Power 5. Khalil might be the most athletic and in the most versatile in that Chandler offense.
He is a load, no doubt about it. Adriano Pilato set to kick things off. He's a southpaw kicker. Left-footed kicker back deep for Mountain Ridge is Cody Halpine, and also back deep is that man right there on the return. That is Cody Halpine. As before we mentioned, back deep was also his brother, Parker Halpine. So both Halpine brothers were back deep, and this will be our first look at the talented quarterback, a transfer from Raymond S. Kellis for Mountain Ridge. He'll wear number 16, as Cody pointed out earlier. We'll call him Easy E, but this is Esaias Penniman, and he is their signal caller. He's their dude on offense.
Kevin, he's a burner. Watching him in the Highland game last week, when he gets loose, he is gone. He could spring it anytime as well for Mountain Ridge.
He, too, has that electrifying speed that he can hit the home run on one touch. He's going to keep it himself, calls his first number, and he'll take it right towards us. He'll pick up a couple yards before he runs right in to the cornerback coming up. That was Sammy Hunter, and like his namesake, he was on the hunt on the first play of the game.
Yeah, most defensive backs, right, they're not known for physicality, especially corners. They don't want to come up and hit. Sammy Hunter is a Power 5 University of Utah commit. This kid wants to hit. He's tremendous in coverage. He presses and covers zero extremely well. He's going to get his nose dirty in this football game, Kevin.
21 tackles a year ago. He's got one here already this season. Showing blitz was my guy. I love this dude coming from the secondary. That is number 6, Ryan Kupu, a free safety. Also plays the strong. Can even get it done on the corner. 5'10", 165. He will go after the ball carrier. They run it on a sweep right. First carry of the game for Mount Ridge. They put the ball in the hands of Vincent Norfolk. Norfolk, a wide receiver as well, but he starts the game here at tailback. 5'8", 161. He's the junior. He is their guy that's going to carry the rock for him.
Yeah, new defense for the Chandler Wolves this year, and it's a defense that this defense is secondary. It's a 3-3. It's a 3-3-5, but there's so many rotational pieces in it. They absolutely fly. It's go see ball, get ball, and this defense has been phenomenal so far this season.
Yeah, Blake Heffron, who goes against that defense in practice, has mentioned on a time or two, he doesn't even know where the defense is coming from. That's a little bit of an indicator. Here comes an all-out blitz. Easy E drops it off on the flat. It's Norfolk. He's in the backfield, and there is a trio of white shirts there to take him down for a TFL. One of those guys there in the vicinity on the lead there was Orion Kupu. He will be where the ball is most of the night, Cody.
I'm going to say this about 17 times and maybe more tonight. This defense absolutely flies the football. All 11, they practice it every single day in their defensive drills. Orion Kupu, you know, he's playing deep and then moving up there. He's about 10 to 15 yards back, comes up and puts a lick on that third down play.
And back deep is Sammy Hunter. This will be a punt from Vincent Norfolk. So check that. For Mountain Ridge, their punter this evening is actually Shane Adams. Looked like Vince Norfolk for just a moment, but it was 37 versus 27. 7-0 lead here, 7:47 opening quarter. And the Chandler Wolves and quarterback Blake Heffron will get the football back for the second time tonight. A 65-yard touchdown run on the opening series for Khalil Valentine, the only scoring. But Cody, a quick note on Heffron. A week ago, he had 6 touches in the football game, and he counted for 4 touchdowns. That's pretty. That's what we call efficient football. Back to throw for Heffron. Winds up, deep ball. He's got a receiver there, and the ball is intercepted in the middle of the football field. A diving pick for the Mountain Lions. Coming up with a rock is Tyke Daniels. You talk about leaving your feet, Cody, and making a play. Tyke Daniels did it right there.
How about the sophomore phenom in probably the biggest game of his high school career so far, his young high school career, laying out, fully outstretched, the 5'9", 132-pound defensive back, getting it done in the Mountain Ridge secondary, a full baseball layout dive, landing at about the 2-yard line, and what an incredible interception for Daniels.
A takeaway for Mountain Ridge, and where they're going to spot the football is going to be the question here. It looks like they're going to say that he tried to make an attempt to leave the end zone, and they're going to put the football down on the 2-yard line. So a tough spot to begin your second drive of the football game if you're Easy E, but you'll take the interception if you're Coach Gavin Lubman, and why not? And let's go back to the throw for Heffron. He had all kinds of time. He had a wide open receiver. Looks like he just misfired. Jackson Branch was by himself in the end zone.
Yeah, try to catch a secondary sleeping, especially going big play with great field possession. What Chandler does, they strike early too, but a phenomenal job by the sophomore. Daniels sitting back, not biting on any fake, playing pass first, which is what he's supposed to do in the secondary, and making an acrobatic interception.
That's basically textbook defense
100%.
From his responsibility standpoint. Let's get you the 3 inside the goalposts here for Mountain Ridge. For Coach Gavin Lutman now in his first year, a one-time NFL football player, played for the Minnesota Vikings, spent some time in the Tennessee Titans organization. But for Mountain Ridge tonight, it's really about getting their quarterback in rhythm. They want to get Easy E, get Mr. Penniman in rhythm. And then also they want to be able to extend some drives, convert third down, stay on the football field, have some sort of attempt to slow down this Chandler Wolves defense.
Yeah, I think 1 and 2 go hand in hand there with the keys of the game, especially with Penniman being the most athletic player on their team. Get him going and get him in rhythm on third downs.
All right, they'll put the ball on the 1-yard line, working right to left out of their own end zone. It's Penniman, takes the shotgun snap. They run it to the tailback, and he's going to get forward progress, maybe to the 1, and he's going to be shoved backwards. Jeremiah Young, first man there to hit the ball carrier, and Vincent Norfolk was shoved back towards the end zone. Forward progress, Cody. Good thing for that rule. They'll put the football back right on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, Jeremiah Young is an absolute monster. One of the most ferocious defensive linemen in the entire state. Not the biggest defensive lineman in the world, but he plays like he's 6'6", 300 pounds. He's so violent off the snap, active hands, and a tremendous form tackler.
38 tackles a year ago. How about getting in the backfield 16 and a half times for the TFLs? And he was right there again. 2nd and 9 from their own 2 yard line. So they'll put the ball on the 2, and we're going to get a penalty marker here as Young was right there
coming,
on cue. He used the swim move right there, and he was going to be in the grill of Mr. Penniman in a hurry.
Jeremiah Young's a big-time ripper, meaning he's bringing that wrong arm underneath him, underneath the guard's pad level. His understanding of leverage and just pad level off the snap is better than your own offensive guard. I would say 99 out of 100 times he's going to win off the snap.
Good analysis right there, Cody. You just talk about the specifics of Young and why he is so effective down there in the trenches. All right, after the penalty's marked off, this is going to be Penniman from his own end zone. The ball's picked off right in the middle of the field. Here comes JoJo Taylor III, and he's going to score a touchdown. It'll be a pick 6 for JoJo Taylor III. We'll double check that. Yeah, 11. The free safety playing right over the middle, and let's be honest, there was pressure in the face of Mr. Penniman.
The senior safety playing field safety, playing wide, reading the quarterback's eyes. He's got a cross coming from the slot and just jumps the route, reading the quarterback's eyes, picks it, stays on his feet, acrobatic interception, and takes it to the house. Pick 6, that is a defensive back's dream, and the senior defensive back returns the favor in the Chandler secondary.
Pretty impressive how quickly Chandler got on the return game on that pick 6. That was pretty impressive. 6:40 to go. Point after try upcoming here for Adriano Pilato. Snap is back. The hold is there. The kick is through, and the kick is good. The Chandler Wolves holder is Dominic Carmargiano, their backup quarterback. How about that name for you, Cody Cameron? Dominic Carmargiano. That's a pretty solid Italian name right there for the 6'2" sophomore holder.
He might get some snaps today, Kev, and that kid might be the next best Chandler quarterback. He is a big-time sophomore with a big-time arm. We might be able to see him in the second half.
It's possible, right? 14-0, 6:40 to go, opening quarter. Ridge has had the football twice, and they turned it over on that last pass, but a lot of pressure in the face of the quarterback, Esaias Penniman. And that'll be something that his offensive line will have to work through here as we move throughout this football game. He's going to need to be protected.
Well, this Chandler defense is all scheme. So field side, meaning the wide side, they bring a 2 to 3 player blitz, especially with those outside backers just free roaming. But they keep the secondary intact that way. And so naturally, the quarterback's going to look left away from pressure. He sees the crossing route. Just never saw Taylor, who's just ball hawking at the field side safety. Great pick 6 for the senior, but an awesome scheme play there on 3rd down.
And like you pointed out, he had to basically tiptoe his way back to his core. He darn near fell down, and usually he just tiptoed back to his regular height and was able to move the football. All right, it's another high, deep end-over-end kick from Pilato, and this time it'll be taken in his end zone by about 2 yards for Mount Ridge. In this case, that was Mr. Jason Haggerty, and Haggerty has a chance to be a special player when his season's done. So if you go back to the game plan here for Mount Ridge and your coach Lutman, you're down 14-0. You've said to your team, all right, we've taken their best shots. Here we go. Let's take a deep breath and settle in. Let's go down there and get some points.
First downs. I mean, honestly, you absolutely want points. Let's focus on getting first downs. Haven't really tried to set the run at all. A couple outside zones, but they're deep into their one. Chandler's just sniffing out that run here. Now that the 20 have some yards to work with, let's put a drive together here for Mountain Ridge.
Mountain Ridge with the football. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Opening quarter, 6:40 to go. They go to Norfolk again, and ball came out loose. And perhaps there's a scrum for the football, and it appears as though that the burgundy-colored shirts will jump on that one. This gives us a chance to introduce our offensive line tonight in front of Esaias Easy E. Penniman. The left tackle is Brody Hastings, a junior. He's also a multi-sport young man. He gets it done on the wrestling mat. So you got to love the toughness that Brady Hastings plays with. Left guard is Bryce Gustafson. He's a junior physical type player. The center is Ryan Sasso. The right guard is Priest Anthony. And then Eli Thompson is the right tackle. Back to the ground game here for Mountain Ridge. A quick hitter on the right side. And very little room to roam for Vincent Norfolk. And defensively swarming the football. One of the guys there was Nico Clark and company. How about Nico Clark coming from the opposite side to help provide some run support?
Told you, the defensive backs, they come up flying. Kevin, they do a great job of reading keys. If you watch Chandler practice, they spend 15, 20 minutes of just play recognition. Tackle goes forward, those defensive backs are absolutely flying. Yes, they have guys that are pass first, but they want all 11 contributing in the run game as well.
3rd down and 9 from their own 21-yard line. Wolves were showing blitz, they back out of it, and here comes the pressure on the outside. You saw him right there in your screen. The first man of the quarterback was Jeremiah Young once again. So it looks as though that the left side, if you're Bryce Gustafson and Brody Hastings, you're going to really have your work cut out for you most of the evening. You're going to have to chip, put a hat on, do something to slow down Jeremiah Young.
And this is so tough. Talking to the defensive coordinator with Chandler pregame, they stunt with him, they loop with him, he lines up everywhere. So if you're Mountain, you never know who you're going to go up against.
Jake Borman lines up with single coverage to the near side. Working out of the gun is Penniman. Snap is back. Here comes the pressure from the outside. Throw over the middle of the field. The ball's caught, and the receiver will be drilled, and the ball is out again. The initial reception was made by Parker Halpine. He made the catch. Let's take a look at this one here and see who committed the ball separation. Boy, there is a hit, and
it's your boy
Ryan Coop, who stripped the football. Now, there could be an argument for the play being dead, as there was 3 tacklers on him, and it didn't look as though as the play was completed. So based on that, and if the body was on top of another body, that's a live ball, Cody.
And I'm a defensive guy, and that's exactly what you're taught to do.
Stand him up.
The first guy stands him up. The second guy's ripping and punching. Orion Kupu, the big playmaker, making it happen.
Both teams have a takeaway. Give it ball back to Valentine. Breaks a tackle. Here comes Khalil. Starts back inside again. What a cutback from Khalil Valentine. Zigging and zagging inside the red zone. And Khalil Valentine showing you why he's one of the top backs in the state and an Illinois commit. He will play for the Fighting Illini. That's got to be a great get. The last time the Illini pulled the tailback out of Arizona, it was Robert Holcomb from Mesa High, and he went on to play in the NFL. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. It's Khalil. Cut back and bust into the middle, and he's going to score untouched. Khalil Valentine with an 8-yard burst for 6 points. And Chandler has opened up a 20-0 lead with 4:24 to go in the opening quarter, and Khalil Valentine has 2 touchdowns.
Patience, vision, and acceleration. The all-you-can-do-it running back in the state of Arizona is on full display tonight at Mountain Ridge High School. Khalil Valentine, 2 tutties in about 6 minutes for this Chandler Wolves offense. Kevin, did I say he was special?
You did. And it's too early to say it's Valentine's Day on August 31st. But Khalil's having himself a game. He is showing up and showing out here in Glendale, Arizona. Snap is back. The hold is good. And Adriano Pilato buries the 1-point try one more time. 4:24 to go, opening quarter. It's 21-0. The 3 keys inside the goalpost here for Chandler and Rick Garrettson's team. Cody, tell me what we're going to do. Create havoc on the defensive line. Check. Seen that here early on.
Big check. Jeremiah Young is the biggest disruptor in, I would say, possibly 6A, especially at D tackle. Offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage. Like Coach Garrettson said pregame, we got some young guys, some inexperienced juniors, and some senior vets. But if it come together as a unit, we will be unstoppable tonight. Number 3, Kevin. Number 3, hand the rock to Khalil Valentine. Look, this was an offense that had 21 total plays last week against Chavez. Multiple special teams touchdowns, a couple defensive plays. Offense wasn't on the field a lot. Get Khalil going, because I truly believe you are looking at the best offensive weapon in the entire state of Arizona this season.
Yeah, there's a guy in Basha that plays quarterback. His name is Damon Williams Jr. Some people might say that he's in that category. But tonight, it's Khalil's show. And there's no doubt that both those guys are ultra talented. It's going to be fun. In fact, 3 touches for Khalil. He's approaching 90 yards here in all-purpose yardage. Another Pilato booming kick. This one goes over Halpine's head into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. And with this pause in the action, We will introduce to you our officiating crew here this evening. Our referee this evening is Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen, a big-time Arizona Diamondback fan, longtime AIA official. Our umpire this evening is Dean Finch. The head linesman is Dave Garcia. The line judge is Dan Kaminsky. Our back judge is Vern Marshall. The side judge tonight is Kevin Quackenbush. And our field judge is Glenn Rathburn. And how about Vern Marshall, a Hall of Fame official here in Arizona, and he also got it done in Oregon. So we're glad to have Vern here with us on tonight's group. 21-0, I'm Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. And right now we're going back to Esaias Penniman. Shotgun snap, looks left, fires back to this side, and the ball is behind the wide receiver. They're trying to set up a wide receiver screen, and obviously the timing wasn't there, but you have to credit the pass rush once again to be disruptive. Esaias had to throw the football just a little bit too early.
I like the first down play call for Mountain Ridge. Once again, you got to block the inside backers. Understand letting the defensive line flow through, but senior middle linebacker Nate Escondone had a clean shot at that rocket screen if that was completed.
Ryland Sands was the intended target. Also, Peter Davidson, where's number 14? He's out there. This is a 3 wide receiver package here for Esaias. The Wolves are showing blitz. They're rushing 7. Here they come. And Easy E ducks through the initial rush, and he can't get away from all the fire. He finally goes down, and he was sacked. Getting to the quarterback for Chandler. One of the guys that was close was Sean Perez. And the big fellow over there as well, Jamie Quijas, was also there, the sophomore.
And that's the best thing about this new Chandler defense. They line up 3. It's an odd front with 3 down linemen, but they are constantly bringing 5, bringing 6. And they got the secondary to go cover 0, cover 1 anytime, but they never predetermine it, meaning they Raider, kind of like our guys over at Red Mountain. They do a great job of not showing everything. They don't telegraph anything. The offense never knows what they're going to do. They come out in so many different formations and run totally different things.
3rd down and 14 from his own 16-yard line. Here comes Penniman. Lost the ball over the middle of the field, and the ball is incomplete. The intended target for Ridge was Jake Boren, and great coverage again provided there by Sammy Hunter and friends. It'll bring up another 4th down, and unfortunately for Mountain Ridge, down by 21 points, they're going to have to punt the football away.
Like the pass by Penniman, though, eludes pressure, rolling left, one of the hardest throws for a right-handed quarterback to make, actually throws a dot. But how about Sammy Hunter, the senior Utah commit at corner, playing through the hands and just really well-taught cornerback for Chandler.
Here comes Shane Adams, the punter, and the ball is loose, and there is a fight for the football. It looked as though that the return man, Orion Kupu, kind of lunged for the football. Wasn't really in good position, Cody, to secure the rock. And we'll check the number on the return.
And how about Mountain Ridge, man? They are fired up. We're going to get a great replay here. As you can see, the flags are moving here, Kevin. It is a little windy. That's a tough thing for a punt return. We had a heck of a replay shot right there, and Mountain Ridge is fired up.
That was great work by our camera crew, no doubt about it. You're watching tonight's game on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. I'm Kevin Derryberry. He's Cody Cameron. And back with the football is Mountain Ridge with their 2nd takeaway. They got the rock down by 21. They work from the 42-yard line. This is Norfolk, and he's trapped in the backfield. Poor Vincent, he had some happy feet, and once he realized the path he was going to take, he was out of time because Sammy Hunter was back in the backfield once again. And for a cornerback, in the first quarter of play, Sammy Hunter is about as active as you will see coming out of the secondary.
10-7 100-meter dash sprinter in the spring. Kevin, his recruitment exploded during the eval period this spring. Utah came and said, we want you, physicality, tough, incredible corner. This young man does it all in the secondary.
It is a ton of fun to watch. This is the backup quarterback, and making the throw for Mountain Ridge. Let's double check that. We had a new quarterback in there. We want to make sure we got the right number for you. This is Lucas Bauman. Bauman, QB2, 5'8", 188-pound sophomore. We're not sure what happened to Penniman, and if something did happen to Penniman, but we'll take the completion over the middle of the football field.
Penniman is on the sideline. He is walking next to the head coach. How about the throw? Comes in and throws a dot on 2nd down and makes it 3rd and manageable now for Mountain Ridge.
Working from the gun. Empty set. Pass is fired over the middle. The ball is broken up. intended receiver Rylan Sands, but the coverage provided there by Chandler's Sean Perez. The outside line, check that. Then we'll go back to JoJo Taylor. Hey, Perez is the outside linebacker, and he's been sagging back. He's been in the area of coverage, but credit JoJo Taylor right there for the PBU.
It's a senior-led secondary, Kevin. Might be, still early in the season, very well might be the best secondary in the entire state. I am so glad we get to broadcast the game. And how about this? Our first fourth down play early in the first quarter. I love this call by Mountain Ridge. You're down 21. Go get the first.
Gavin Lubman going to roll the dice. Penniman back in the football game. Perhaps trying to use the hard count. The play clock has expired, and we'll see if we get a delay of game or a timeout first. And we're going to get a delay of game from the back judge.
Kevin, I might have ran a play. You're down 21-0. The last thing I would do is give Chandler the ball back and punt it to either Sammy Hunter or Ryan Kupu. I'd probably run a play. I understand what they were trying to do there.
Yes.
Probably run a play. Maybe call timeout, run a play.
I like the idea of making them go through that exercise. Yep. The idea of the hard count. The possibility exists, and then take the timeout 1 second, save the 5, try to put them back a little bit. But they'll keep their timeout, and they'll take the 5 and send this one up in the night sky. Shane Adams, and it takes a Chandler hop, touching it down on the 35-yard line for Ridge was Braden Caldwell. 21-0, 150 to go in our opening 12. And Cody, Khalil Valentine has had a pretty impressive first quarter, and we've seen the speed, the breakaway speed, the acceleration, but the cutback ability also just another compliment to his game.
He's just patient, and he's so explosive. I mean, I've seen so many Power 5 backs for Chandler. I don't know if anybody is as smooth as Khalil. And it looks like we have RB2 in now, Gio Barea.
This will be Heffron. He's going to take off and run. Heffron to the 40, and he'll be dropped down around the 42-yard line. Nice work there by Mountain Ridge, their linebacker, Brogan Mathis, up there to make the tackle, but Heffron saw that play break down, and it took off and made something out of nothing, Cody.
Extremely, extremely talented dual-threat quarterback.
Gain of 6. There goes Justice Span in motion. Quick hitter, and the ball is caught on the slant by Jackson Branch. And Jackson Branch, his first target of the game, his first catch. 6'3", 180. This guy is an absolute stud.
Yeah, I really hope he's okay here too, Kev, because he gets tackled from the behind. We're showing the replay right here. This is a tough tackle. Jackson is a phenomenal football player. This one's really, really hard to watch. He's had such a great offseason, and he dominated last week. I think he had 2 of the 3 pass attempts. I think he caught both of them, took one. I think he had to take both of them to the house. I hope Jackson Branch is okay. He's a special talent at receiver for Chandler.
Yeah, you can see on the replay, Cody, on the play fake to Burrow, nice play there by Alpine, but he just kind of gets that knee, his right knee bent backwards in an unorthodox type position. Again, great camera work by our crew. 21-0, Chandler has the lead. For all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm for home, auto, motorcycle, boat, RV, and life. Call 623-432-1700. Trey Clarkson State Farm. Call my guy, TC. 1:17 to go, working from the 45-yard line left to right, wearing the all whites with their traditional white helmet are the Chandler Wolves. Heffron to the air, pass outside, caught by Ochoa, up the sideline with speed, second level, and to the 30, down inside the 25, close to the 20-yard line, a quick hitter, wide receiver screen, but the delivery of the football right on the money from Blake Heffron.
I absolutely love the perimeter blocking, especially by the senior tight end, 6'4", 225, Caden Anderson, getting absolutely nasty on the perimeter there, Kevin. Driving and stock blocking the defensive back batting and flattening on his back. If you are a Chandler receiver or tight end in this team, you have to perimeter block. They say no block, no rock. Caden Anderson, Justice Span, tremendous perimeter blockers. And then Carter Ochoa, a player we highlighted at the opening kickoff. He is a playmaker, especially in the junior class.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Thank
Heck
you.
of a player for Chandler.
Athletic Director Tony Miller coming by the set. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate you allowing us to be here. All right, Heffron from the pocket. His pass out to the outside, right there before the before mentioned Caden Anderson, his first catch of the game. The tight end makes the catch and then turns upfield with a positive gain.
Yeah, that will be a Division I tight end, Kevin, especially with this tremendous GPA. I know a ton of the Ivy League and Mountain West love Caden Anderson. Nice RPO there by Blake. I love the play call this series of getting Blake Heffron into rhythm.
2nd and 10. This is Khalil, and Khalil works the left side. He's going to pick up the first down. So Chandler will move the chains here. Final 25 seconds will move off in quarter number 1. Still 21-0. But we know that Chandler has a big game next week against one of the California powers in Orange Lutheran. So the idea of Coach Garrettson not tipping his hand too much is in play tonight, Cody.
100%. He did say he wants to show multiple formations.
And there goes Khalil Valentine right up the middle again. Had a little bit of a crease, and he just burst right through the middle of the football field and gashes the interior of the Lions defense about 9 yards.
It's so good, and moving between the tackles there, as we have another guy down for Chandler. This looks like one of their offensive tackles.
How about Blake Spear, one of their tackles, just a sophomore, 6'4", 250 pounds. He looks the part on that right side. Another guy in there, Noah Swope, 6'2", 260. They've got all kinds of size, and Cody, these guys are all young.
Yeah, they're really young. Mateo's really the only senior of this group. That's what Coach Garrettson and Coach Carpenter, a lot of the offensive staff for Chandler, are so excited about the future of this offensive line for the Wolves.
So they leave 5 seconds on the long team scoreboard, which means they will take one more snap here in our first stanza. Khalil Valentine with 2 touchdown runs and a pick 6. For the Chandler Wolves, JoJo Taylor has accounted for all the scoring here from the 24-yard line. Here is a play to Berea, and Berea is going to pick up about 4 yards on a dive play. And in there for Mountain Ridge to make the tackle for the Mountain Lions was Cole Christopherson, and that means our first 12 minutes are ancient history. We're going to take a break from Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. Our score, Chandler 21, Mountain Ridge 0. You're watching the Zone 48.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Glendale, Kevin Derrybear alongside Cody Cameron. Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. It's Blake Heffron with Khalil Valentine. Khalil gets the call here to the edge, and Khalil is going to be grabbed by the lower body and taken down. Nice tackle there. Good form tackling that time by Mountain Ridge. Cole Christopherson once again there to make a play.
It's good to see senior tackle for Chandler, Mateo Rodriguez, back in as well. That whole left side just collapsing down, getting Khalil walking to the second level. Not walking, but literally untouched until he gets to the second level.
3rd down and 6 from the 20-yard line. Working right to left. Now headed towards the north end zone. This is Heffron, a handoff to Valentine in the secondary. Makes a spin move and scores a touchdown. Khalil Valentine got belted around the 6-yard line, spun around, and then found his way breaking the plane of the goal line and punching it in again for the 3rd time tonight, this one from 20 yards away.
First half hat trick for the senior Illinois running back commit, Khalil Valentine, all set up with a great replay here by Caden Anderson with the kick-out block coming across the formation, and Khalil spinning off a defensive back and going in for 6, 3 tutties for Khalil in the first 13 minutes of this football game.
What
Kevin.
is that, the circle button? No, what remote control are you using to make that play? What a heck of a run there by Khalil Valentine. A powerful 20-yard run. Here's Scott Hansen.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Mountain Lions.
So in addition to the touchdown, it'll be an unsportsmanlike foul on both sides. That'll offset. So no harm, no foul there, but perhaps a warning inside the huddle. But here comes Chandler up 27-0. It'll be Adriano Pilato once again with the point after try. Dominic Carmigiano will be the holder. Isaiah Garcia is the long snapper for Chandler. Snap is back, hold is down, the kick is on its way, and the kick is right down 67th Avenue. Money once again, 28-0 our score, 11:19 to go till halftime. Cody, Khalil Valentine is running away with things here. He's putting on a show, showing up and showing out. 3 touchdowns. As you say, the hat trick for Khalil. But Valentine's Day has come early here in August. My goodness, this guy's an absolute superstar in the making.
And if you talk to Khalil about his first half performance, he would give all credit to his offensive line. I mean, that is how humble of a football player Khalil Valentine is. The offensive line doing a great job. They are controlling the line of scrimmage, and Caden Anderson, their senior tight end, is violent on the outside, and especially he's springing that touchdown there with the kick-out block, coming across formation with the kick-out of the edge, setting up the C-gap to be wide open. And then what makes Khalil so special is he goes from gear 1 to gear 2 in a blink, just an instantly. And then, like you said, hitting X, hitting O, the spin move, the jump cut, the patience. Khalil Valentine, all you can do it back in the state of Arizona.
So let me ask you this, just for some fun, Cody, give me an NFL comp or an NFL or a FBS Power 5 comp, if you will, on Khalil.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. The reason why the smoothness, but you watch Alvin play, especially when he's in space.
And he runs upright too.
Upright, and he's north to south, and all the cuts are so instant. Special football player.
Jason Haggerty, a couple yards deep in his own end zone. He'll take the touchback, and Mountain Ridge, trailing by 4 touchdowns and 4 extra points, will get the football back, and they'll put the ball down on the 20-yard line, and that's where Mr. Penniman will go back to work. It will be Esaias Penniman, the quarterback, the right-hander. He wears number 16. Perhaps that Mountain Ridge could try to, easier said than done, right, Coach? But the idea, maybe Penniman could roll out a little bit, try to use his legs and athleticism a little bit more to move the football. At least give him another look.
Hey, they moved the sticks for the first time in the game this last drive. Just got to be consistent, and especially on third downs.
It's Penniman in the backfield. And they run it right up the middle, and there is not much real estate at all for Vincent Norfolk. One reason is because Noah McLeavin, check that. Noah McElveen was there, the defensive end, was in the backfield.
Got to eat our pregame meal with Noah's parents, and Noah's parents, not even talking about Noah. There's a true football family talking about the entire defense and them saying, guys, this is the fastest defensive line in the entire state, and they are proving Noah's parents correct. Noah getting it done, shedding a block, and making the tackle for loss on the first down.
McElveen, a senior, 6'1", 215 in the backfield, making it happen. 2nd and 11 from their own 19-yard line. Penniman on the rollout to the far side. Dumps it off in the flat, and he gets drilled immediately. Making the receiving end of that one was Peter Davidson. And my guy defensively up there was Orion Kupu.
Going to have a heck of a shot here. Look at Kupu once again. He's covering deep, Kevin, and then coming up, okay? And when he does that, he pulls full head of steam and bam, drops the hammer on the tackle. Huge hit by the senior leader, defensive back, Orion Kupu.
And CC, typically guys in space make it difficult and wreak havoc on guys in space, but not Orion Kupu. He loves the space, and he's going to get there and close up the gap. What a play and what a stick. 3rd down and 10 from the 20. That was a TFL for Kupu. Penniman from the pocket, and he gets blasted by Jeremiah Young. Jeremiah Young gets to the quarterback for the sack for the Chandler Wolves. Sack number 1 of the night for the Chandler Wolves defense. Back to that speed that Cody just mentioned. Right on cue, Cody Cameron.
Fundamentally sound football from the Chandler defensive line. He's staying in his gap scheme. He's not being undisciplined. He sheds off the blocker. Quarterback steps up, and Jeremiah Young greeting him right there with a nice gift. Jeremiah Young, I don't have the full stats here. He's got 1 million tackles for loss already this season.
He has 8.5 sacks last year, 16.5 TFLs a year ago. This punt from Adams to the 30. It'll be touchdown there by Mountain Ridge. Carson Scher was there to touch it down, and for Rick Garrett's football team, with 9:01 to go in the second quarter, they lead 28-0. They get the football back, and they're going to begin this drive at the Ridge 30-yard line.
This is a great time to talk about this here, Kevin. There's a lot of people that told me Chandler football was going to be down this year.
Come on now.
They asked me, and they told me, said Chandler's not going to be very good. Does Chandler look like a team that's not going to be very good this season, Kevin?
It warrants the question, who is they, Cody Cameron? Diddy, Micah Warren lining up to the near side. Here was number 88. Snap is back for Heffron. Throws to the outside. Ochoa. Ochoa breaks a tackle inside the 20. That'll be a 14-yard play. Penalty marker comes in late. Making the tackle for Mountain Ridge, that was Jason Haggerty. As the t-shirt toss has begun here at Mountain Ridge High School.
How about the stock blocks? How about the stock blocks outside once again? Two of the best receivers on Chandler's team getting it done with perimeter blocking. That is the tight end, Caden Anderson. That's the senior receiver, Justice Spann. You do not play on this team if you do not block perimeterly. The coaches coach it every single day at practice, and that is why that bubble and a lot of their rockets and everything they do in their RPO scheme with the quick hitters on the screen game are so successful.
And that's unselfish play. That's an indicative mark of Coach Garrettson and that staff and what they believe, what they preach. And good sign for Chandler. Back in the football game is Jackson Branch. He'll line up to the near side. Ball is spotted on the far hash mark. Snap back to Heffron. They run it to Barea. Barea is going to walk in and score a touchdown. The second walk-in touchdown for the Chandler Wolves. And this time it is the tailback, Gio Barea, punching it in. For Barea, last week, 5 totes, 46 yards, and a couple of tutties. He's back in the box here tonight.
And here's the replay. How about this jump cut? The right side of the line getting after it. Gio reads his blockers. The end rusher sinks inside for Mountain Ridge. Gio has the patience and vision to read that. A nice cut, explodes up the alleyway and goes untouched to the house. Phenomenal job blocking right side of the line. And Gio Barea's vision, getting it done, put in for 6, and Chandler goes up 34-20 early in the second quarter.
The right tackle, Isaiah Garcia, also getting it done. Putting some people back on their keister on that particular play. For Garcia, 6'1", 260. Penalty marker on the point after try. So it's 34-0, 8:38 to go. And for Chandler, they will just attempt the long extra point. This one will be from 25 yards away. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Snap back, placement down, kick is on the way, and the kick is once again, it splits the uprights.
Kevin, those are good for by 40 yards. Those are absolute nukes by the Chandler kicker.
Adriano Polano is 5 for 5 at point after tries. Cody, you and I, we talked to Coach Garrettson before the game, and we just kind of joked around with Coach Garrettson that the fact that his team was 9-3, and as you pointed out, they could be down this year. Coach Garrettson doesn't use the underdog mentality, doesn't use that mindset. However, when it does come up, he can coach with it and use that to his advantage. And if anybody thought that Chandler was going to be down or that last year was indicative of things to come, they're just mistaken. They just reload. They may be as deep as they have been with lesser bodies, if that makes sense.
They had some kids transfer out of the program this year. Some of their kids heard it. Coach Garrettson was honest with us. He said, hey, our kids, they don't hear a lot of outside noise, but now they are playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Look at the running back room, okay? Gio Barea would start on 98% of teams in the state of Arizona, and he's RB2 for a team like this, a team with that much depth at key positions at receiver and running back and D-line and defensive back. they will be one of the best in the state.
Pilato from the 40. Swings that left foot through. It's high, it's deep, it's end over end, and taking it in the end zone for Mountain Ridge is Cody Halpine. Once again, no return. We've talked about this before in previous broadcasts. When you've got a kicker with that kind of leg that can constantly kick the ball into the end zone with no return, that just sets your defense up for the pickets.
And Chandler Unified Schools have them. If you watch Basha play, you watch Hamilton play, you watch Perry, Castile, they all have these kickers that just flip the games. I mean, think about punting. Think of high school football, flipping the field. Having a good punter is so valuable.
Oh, my goodness. Part of those 3 phases that we always talk about. Special thank you to all of our men and women serving abroad on this Salute to Service night here in Glendale at the home of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. 35-0. Kevin Derrybear alongside Cody Cameron on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. Penniman's pass to the outside, and it's going to be incomplete pass. You don't see that happen very often unless they're thinking that was some sort of a lateral of some sort, but it was Penniman to Parker Halpine on the carom, Coach.
Did they call that complete? That was a forward pass, should be incomplete. Let's see what he calls.
Scott
Yeah,
Hansen.
incomplete. I was going to say, it's an RPO arrow. The receiver's still in front of the quarterback there. The refs, the officiating, cleaning up. Good crew we have tonight here,
Yes.
and they call it incomplete because that was a forward incomplete pass.
I didn't know if they were going to go to the Zone 48 replay booth and ask to see that one again. Incomplete pass, clock stops, 8:24 to go. Working left to right, wearing their all burgundy uniforms on the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. Good crowd on hand here on this Thursday night. And on the other side of the stands, Cody, it looks like the Chandler faithful also traveled well.
Yeah, they always bring all the relatives, all the cousins. Great fan bases, both sides.
Yes.
Not going to lie. I mean, heck, the Ridge Army, the band, getting ready to play one of the best bands in the state. I was dancing. We had a commercial break. I was up here getting down. It's a beautiful night here for football.
And let me tell you, folks, you want to see Cody Cameron get his moves on up here. Let me tell you, it's something to be seen. And here comes the blitz, and Penniman's got no chance at all. One more time, getting to the quarterback, double fours. Jeremiah Young shooting the A-gap that time, and you can pick it up again here on the replay. Penniman has no time at all, right through the line of scrimmage, his second sack of the game. And this defensive front for Chandler, you said it earlier, very, very explosive.
Just watch the way he sets that up. Quick jab right, swim inside left, appear straight line to the quarterback, and just swallows up the Mountain Ridge quarterback for another sack.
3rd and 16 from their own 14-yard line. They're showing blitz off the edge. Long count, snap of the hands. Here comes the pressure. Penniman's going to take off, and he's going to go down. And who's going to get him? 44 is taking over this football game. Jeremiah Young with the stop on the quarterback. That'll create a punting situation here for Coach Lutman in his first year. This is quite a Chandler team to get a taste of.
How about the motor? How about the motor from Jeremiah Young? A lot of defensive linemen at any stage. Quarterback goes up, quarterback draw, especially if you're moving forward, you're just going to let him go. Jeremiah Young, he is the hunter. He does not like to be hunted. He is the hunter. Big tackle on 3rd down, setting up another punt.
And we do have another punt. Sammy Hunter's back deep. And I believe this will be the 3rd punter of the game used for Coach Gavin Lutman. I'll double check the number here. For Ridge, that was Declan Behrens, the punter, 5'7" junior wide receiver. He has punted once. And Vincent Norfolk has also punted once. And they've had another punter in there as well. 35-0, inside 7 to play. The Chandler Wolves will be taking on Orange Lutheran next week. And if you're wondering where quarterback Dylan Raiola is, well, Dylan Raiola, a lot of controversy and drama around Raiola and the Chandler program early in the offseason, early in the summer, and something that Rick Garrettson had to deal with publicly and within his own team. And what ended up happening was Dylan Raiola, a one-time Ohio State commit, is now moved on. And the way that things have changed here with Chandler, now the attention is returned to this football team and not its quarterback. As Barola takes the sweep on that little pitch pass from Blake Heffron. But again, Barola with positive yardage. He's just a tough runner, and he runs violent as well.
Yeah, we got a play side pull here from the junior tackle, Isaiah Garcia, drop step, kicking out the edge guy. Great job by the junior 6 foot, 260-pound tackle for Chandler there, Isaiah Garcia, springing that loose for a 5-yard gain.
He was instrumental on the last touchdown run from Khalil Valentine. He's only had, what, 3 of those, 4 of those? 4 of those. There goes Barola in motion. Heffron to the air, pass complete outside, and making the reception is Justice Span. And that time the Ridge defense doing a great job to swing the football. That time, you talk about guys staying home, reading their keys, and Ridge did it that time. That was a great defensive play. Execution was flawless.
Yeah, amazing, because Chandler did a good job of just getting numbers, motioning, pretty much quads, motioning to the trip side with the running back, creating quads. What that does is it puts that corner usually on an island, but the flowing Mountain Ridge defense making a great stop there for minimal yardage.
3rd down and 4 from the 40-yard line. Empty set for Heffron. Here comes the pressure. Steps through the pressure. Breaks the tackle. Stops. Throws down the field. The ball's caught. Down the sideline. Here comes Caden Anderson. No one in front of him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. That'll be a touchdown as Caden Anderson breaks the tape and scores from 60 yards away. And Blake Heffron is on the score sheet with a touchdown pass.
How about the senior dual threat quarterback, Blake Heffron, eluding pressure? We're going to get a heck of a replay here. Steps up, eludes pressure, shows the shiftiness, rolls left, tucks the ball in, sets his feet, and throws an absolute dime to wide open senior tight end, Caden Anderson, who puts on the Jets, gets a great lead block from the junior wide receiver, Carter Ochoa, and with the photo finish, touchdown, Caden Anderson. Heck of a play by the senior dual threat quarterback, Blake Heffron.
Point after try upcoming. Snap is back. Hold is down. The kick is on its way. The kick is true. 5:24 to go. It's 42-0. It's all Chandler here in the opening half. Look at this one again. Yeah, you talking elusivity at its finest for Heffron. Then the touch pass to throw it over the defense, right on the money, and there was nobody home. And then, as Cody pointed out, tremendous downfield blocking. Carter Ochoa with the stick, allowing his guy to get the finish. And then as he breaks the tape, 3, Caden Anderson punches it in. Another long play, another 60-yard scoring play for Chandler. They have been impressive through the first 17 minutes.
Talking about Caden's perimeter blocking and blocking at the line of scrimmage all game long, but he is a total threat in the passing game as his season prolongs. Highly expect him to be a focal point in the passing game, especially on 3rd downs, intermediate routes, out towards the sticks, utilizing his frame to box out and use leverage against smaller defensive backs. Caden Anderson, guaranteed Division I football player, not only because his play on the field, Kev, 4.0 plus GPA in the classroom.
You gotta love it. Those kids that get it down in the room and that are strong in the room, and then bring that cerebral approach, the idea to the field, man, I tell you what, that's impressive. That's what you call a full package. That's why you say D1 talent. All right, another kick. It goes through the end zone. That would be the 7th touchback of the game for the place kicker, Adriano Pilato. Now, if you're Coach Lutman, you've got to keep your kids engaged. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to watch the film. You're going to get better by playing this Chandler Wolves team. How do you start to keep them in the game with this score? What are some things that can be done to like you say, just find a way to get a first down?
Well, I actually love this call right here. Coach Lutman calls timeout, brings his offense together. Not a single thing has gone your way, except for the interception. Early interception by sophomore Daniels, but outside of that, not a single, not a thing outside of some of those have gone your way. Offensively, regroup, okay? Let's set the line of scrimmage. We've had so many negative plays. Let's go north to south, set up. They've only had 1 3rd down where it's been under 3rd and 5. Everything else, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. Unmanageable situations, especially when you're playing with defense with this much speed, bringing this much pressure. Let's go north to south, set the line of scrimmage, punch some guys in the face, and get a drive in and go.
And continue to compete.
Yep.
Right, just continue to compete. Penniman works out of the pistol. Norfolk is behind him. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left. Single cover to the right. They got a lot of real estate to work with if they want to go that way. And now there's some confusion in the backfield as Penniman is hit and he collides with one of his backfield mates, applying pressure for the Chandler Wolves. And getting to the quarterback was Nate Escandone. Apply the hurry to Escandone, if you will. If you're giving hurries over there, Cody.
I like hurries, and I like Nate Escandone as a football player, man. He's another player who had a huge offseason, put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle this offseason, was told early he was going to get a Chandler role where some linebackers had graduated. He was going to be the guy, and he took that full force in January, got jacked, and has become a superstar in this defense.
Empty set for Isaias Penniman. Claps his hands, snap his back, looks left, fires over the middle of the field. The ball's caught, and making a move on the far hash marks for Mountain Ridge was wide receiver Peter Davidson. Nice catch by Peter Davidson. Davidson's a senior, was a one-time offensive guard, and then transitioned to tight end. So he's an athletic guy. You see the good hands there, and then that work after the catch, 7-yard pickup.
I like the pass there by Penniman. It's a natural 3-step drop when you're in shotgun, meaning he's not having to move back. He sets his feet, throws a dart, and we have a 3rd and manageable situation now for the Mountain Lions.
3rd and 3 from their own 27-yard line. They put the ball in the hands of Sands. They stretch him out, and I think he's going to be denied. He didn't. They denied him. No gain. So great work by the Wolves again to string him out. It was Ryland Sands on the carry, 5'11", 162. But again, the defense just too fast going sideline to sideline.
I like the formation. They go trips, bunch, tight, close. Put one of your best players. We called the game at Apollo last year with Mountain Ridge. And Mountain Ridge offense lit it up that night. One of those receivers, one of the best playmakers on this football team. Ryland Sands had a monster game. He's one of your best football players. Find ways to get the ball in his hands just like that. The problem is senior outside linebacker Cam Cooper sets the edge for Chandler, and the safeties flowing the alley with some serious force. Patrick Saini, who's a 6-foot linebacker, also coming downhill, punishing football players. When you look at speed, there might not be a faster defense overall, all 11 guys, than what we are experiencing tonight.
Speed kills, right? That's been the motive for as long as I've been around. And this speed is very, very impressive. How about a guy that we haven't even talked about tonight, and you know he's a big-time playmaker. That's Kennedy Urlacher. He wears number 4, a free safety for the Chandler Wolves. And his dad played in the league. His dad played on Sundays for the Chicago Bears. And if you go back and you look in the history books, the Arizona Cardinals had a shot to take Brian Urlacher, but they passed like they do everybody else, including Adrian Peterson and company. But that's the Cardinal way.
Yeah, and Kennedy didn't have a tackle last week because Chavez didn't have a first down till the 4th quarter. Free safety, not much to do back there.
Possession play, 4th and 1 from the 29-yard line. Empty set for Esias. Snap is back. It's Esias. He's going to run it, and he gets drilled at the point of contact, at the line of scrimmage, and he will be denied the first down.
That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Getting to the quarterback for the Chandler Wolves in a big way.
29-yard line.
Noah McElveen was one of the guys down low inside the trenches there. And how low can you go? McElveen got the lowest, and he got to the quarterback.
Yes, sir. It's just all about leverage, body control, and the defensive line shooting off the ball. McElveen with the play, and also junior linebacker Aiden Browder, the middle linebacker who converted from tight end last year as a sophomore, getting it done. Chandler with the new quarterback now as well.
At tailback also is Anthony Lehander. And we go to the second quarterback for Chandler. We mentioned his name earlier. He's been the holder. That's the sophomore Dominic Carmigiano. So Carmigiano in the ball game at the, we'll say inside 3 minutes ago. It's 42-0. Some changes for Coach Garrettson's team, seemingly with the game in hand at 42-0. This is the first run play for Lejander, and much like his counterpart, Khalil Valentine, does a little bobbing and weaving and finds his way falling forward for another impressive run.
Now how about these cuts right here? We got another great replay. Getting the ball, nice to the jump cut. The way, you see the way the mesh point is here, Kevin? This is so underrated. The running back, instead of turning his body into the quarterback naturally, he's always square. Always square. His vision's always seeing. Makes the running back easier with the cuts.
Another start right, cut it back towards the middle of the football field, and running it towards the red zone was Lejander. Anthony Lejander, 5'9", 165. We talk about the cutback ability for Khalil Valentine on 2 totes. You see the ability Lejander has. Pretty impressive.
And Chandler's running back coach, those of you who are fans of Arizona high school football, you might have heard this name once or 100 million times, Eric Richardson. He's been at Chandler for 1,000,000 years. He's their head track coach, and he is one of the best to ever put a headset on in the state of Arizona.
They run it again, break a tackle, stay on his feet, and penalty markers come in. Lejander again showing you his toughness. On the other side of the coin, the running backs coach for Mountain Ridge, Coach Woods, I believe, another great dude. He's been one of the guys that has a holdover from the Doug Manaski days.
10-yard penalty.
So it'll be a penalty assessed to Chandler. Looks to be a hold. Our umpire will reposition the football on the 32-yard line with 26 seconds to go. You're wondering if Coach Garrison will press the issue and try to score here before the time expires. 20 seconds to go. Carmigiano gets the snap. They go to Lejander. Cut it back inside. He lost his footing. And Cody, you and I were here about 5 o'clock. And when we got here, we saw some equipment that was on the field that looked like they had been applying some water on the field throughout the afternoon. So we were curious if we'd see any kind of slipping action or guys losing their footing on the turf. And so far, that was the only time tonight that we've seen any kind of turf monster show up here in this one.
Yeah, pretty much all the Chandler running backs look good. Going north to south, good first half of play, but really just absolute domination on both sides of the offense and defensive line from the Wolves that first half. Kevin, that was pretty impressive.
It really was. You have to go back to just the way this game started with Khalil Valentine rushing the football. He started the game off with a 65-yard touchdown run. That was very, very impressive. An 8-yard touchdown run, and then he had a 20-yard touchdown run. That was also very, very impressive. Then the defense got in on the act. You had a pick 6 from JoJo Taylor. So every which way you look at the football, all 3 phases for Rick Gerritsen, they're getting it done here in the first 24 minutes.
And it all starts up front like we have highlighted. Great first half by Chandler. We're going to probably see most of the twos in the second, but as we have noted, it's a deep Chandler football team. We're excited to see what these young Wolves can do in the second half.
Tonight's game brought to you by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm. For home, auto, motorcycle, boat, RV, and life, call 623-432-1700. Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. It's halftime here. Mountain Ridge trailing by 42. It's all Chandler. We extend the invitation to stay with us for all of our halftime festivities coming up next on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan. So I'll admit it, I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
City of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose. By line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend an affordable Christian university and a place I could truly thrive. GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even my man Handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these feelings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Air Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 40 clinics in Arizona and more than 135 locations nationwide, we are here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our sports physicals, on-site labs, and x-rays will save your family time and money. And some of our clinics are open until midnight, 7 days a week. You can even check in online at urgentcareradio.com using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. Call us at 1-800-URGENT.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you. The one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
What about your dreams, man?
know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
to Grand Canyon University, located here in the sun-soaked city of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose.
If I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend affordable Christian university in a place I could truly thrive. GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these fillings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Care Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 40 clinics in Arizona and more than 135 locations nationwide, we are here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our sports physicals, on-site labs, and x-rays will save your family time and money. And some of our clinics are open until midnight, 7 days a week. You can even check in online at urgentcareradio.com using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. Call us at 1-800-URGENT.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
Live out your dreams, man.
Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside Cody Cameron. It's 42-0. We begin the third quarter under the AIA running clock rule. And for the fourth meeting between these two clubs, it's been Chandler the first three meetings, and they've been convincing each time. But here they are in the fourth meeting. It's 42-0, and in that first half, we were really treated to the excellent play of Khalil Valentine and friends.
Yeah, Chandler really dominated all facets of this football game. But now let's take the storyline to Mountain Ridge here. Tough first half. Not many things went right. Time to see what you are made out of. Like we talked about, get some offensive drives going, move the sticks, and with the ball in the second half, let's see if they can do that, Kevin.
And here comes Jason Haggerty, a yard deep, breaks a tackle at the 20, out across the 25, approaches the 30-yard line, and the best return of the night for the Mountain Lions. And it's that man, the free safety, Jason Haggerty, on the return team. And for the two-sport standout, you can see right here, good speed to the edge, nice little move, and then slips a tackle, and then takes on all comers. That was a tough physical play to start the second half. And if you're looking for your guy to come out and compete, or any parts of your team, if you're Coach Lutman, you got to be pleased with that first play.
Looking for a spark anywhere you can get it, and it's Haggerty with the explosive acceleration on the opening kickoff in the second half.
And we're going to have a quarterback change here to begin the second half. QB2 will start the second half here for Coach Lutman. Bear with me on the number. I know it's a high number. Where is it? We lost it. 36. Lucas Bauman. Bauman will take the first snap and the first throw of the game. Esaias Penniman started the football game. Perhaps we'll see him in later stages here in this third quarter. Again, a running clock, 42-0. Bauman with a handoff. They run it to the left side, and not much going on. Penalty marker comes in.
Short gain on the play.
It's Norfolk again. If they give him forward progress, it would be maybe a yard or a half a yard. But again, Jeremiah Young is had a great first half.
He really did. He is such a talented football player. We might not see Jeremiah too much here in the second half, but gives us a chance to see some other players. A junior defensive lineman, Xavier Sr., making also a play in the backfield there as well. There's going to be some Chandler 2s here, Kevin, that you're really going to want to know, because they are going to be superstars in a year or two for the Wolves.
Bauman with a full wide receiver set. His pass over the middle is incomplete. Penalty marker comes in from the field judge.
Right on the play.
Intended target for Mountain Ridge was Dudiak, running that route across the middle. And again, more of a heavy pass rush on Bauman. Whether it's Penniman or Bauman, it doesn't matter. The Chandler Wolves are firing off the football and getting in the backfield in a hurry.
Yeah, and senior 6'2", 200-pound defensive lineman Israel Clark, a player that you talk to the defensive staff, he just gives such a good look every single day at practice. Doesn't get a ton of run with the ones, but another player who would 98% of teams in the state of Arizona would be a monster up front, just wreaking havoc, getting to the quarterback, putting the pressure. But Mountain Ridge moving the sticks, even if it's a penalty, getting some momentum here to start the second half.
Opening drive of half number 2. It's Bauman working left to right. Norfolk leads the backfield. Back to throw, stepping up in the pocket. Little play fake, and then jumping off towards the 50-yard line was Bauman. He used that arm fake a couple times to buy himself a second or two. And let's see if they call the pass, and they're going to say it's incomplete. So good defensive play again by the Wolves. Chandler wearing their all-white jerseys with their royal blue numbers. And as Cody has pointed out, Coach Garrettson out there with beginning the second half with some of his 2s and 3s as they start to prepare themselves for Orange Lutheran a week from tomorrow night. Bauman snap is back. A naked boot rolls to the near side. His pass is broken up. Nice work there by the secondary for Chandler. Austin Scooby Bradley there to get his mitts in there and defend that play. And we talked about Sammy Hunter and other guys like that out of that secondary, but here's one of the 2s in Scooby Bradley, and he gets his mitts in there. Nice textbook defensive play playing cornerback.
He's one of these twos that you need to know his name. I watched him this offseason out of sevens up at NAU. Fundamentally sound, playing the back hip, playing through the receiver's hands. Scooby Bradley, 6'1", 170-pound junior, is going to be phenomenal the next 2 seasons for Chandler.
Under an all-out blitz, Balgman's going to go down. They wrap him up, and he's going to be sacked. Great pressure again, a delayed blitz by the Chandler Wolves, and it's a who's who on got to the quarterback. One of the guys there was Sean Perez and a host of other white shirts. Out of the secondary for Chandler, coming downhill was Angel Perez. So a couple of the Perez brothers meeting at the quarterback, and that's going to be fun for some conversation at the dinner table later on tonight.
And you can't give half sacks to all 4 of the defensive linemen, but it looked like all 4 was crashing down, just ripping through the offensive line, and just straight up bull rush, all 4 across. The Chandler defense twos getting it done as Mountain Ridge showed a little bit of life and then getting taken right away.
A special thank you to Mountain Ridge Athletic Director Tony Miller for allowing the Zone 48 Broadcast Network to be here hosting tonight's game against the Chandler Wolves. And what a year it was last season for Mr. Tony Miller. As Mountain Ridge, wonderful grounds here. Their facility here in Glendale is absolutely immaculate. The learning institution that is. Mountain Ridge hosted a semifinal in football last season. They also hosted the 2A volleyball championship tournament here. And they hosted a wrestling regional last February. So the idea that Tony Miller and all of his constituents here at Mountain Ridge High School are team players, and they're certainly helpful in accommodating the fan experience.
That was the best playoff game all season. Saguaro versus Liberty. Saguaro coming down from 42-28 to win that football game, advance to the State Open Championship. That was a heck of a game, Kevin.
I bet it was. This is a punting situation, and this is a punt that goes up into the night air, and that wind knocks it down. The punt will be fielded around the 35-yard line from Mountain Ridge. On the punt that time for the Mountain Lions was Declan Behrens, one of the 3 punters used. It's 42-0, clock rolling inside 7 minutes to go. Next week, another dandy on Thursday Night Football right here on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network as we take it out to the GY in Goodyear, Desert Edge, and Camelback. It's the Spartans and the Scorpions on the main stage. We invite you for that one. So starting the second half at quarterback once again is the sophomore Dominic Carmasiano. We haven't seen Carmasiano throw the football, but he's been able to manage the offense on a couple of series and put the ball into the belly of his tailbacks and let those guys do the rest.
Yeah, you talked to Coach Gerritsen. He is so impressed with this young sophomore quarterback here, getting a ton of reps, learning behind Blake Heffron. Says great mechanics, can move. He's got the height. He's got the nice release. He is going to be a star for this Chandler offense the next 2 years.
Running the rock right up the middle. Nothing doing, nothing pretty. Anthony Lejander, 5'9" junior, getting the majority of the playing time as Khalil Valentine will sit and rest on his over 100 yards from scrimmage here this evening, or close to, 3 touchdowns for the 6A Premier Region Offensive Player of the Year a year ago. One more time as Anthony Lejander, as you hear the sweet sounds of the percussionist here for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions marching band.
And paving the way, big sophomore tackle, 6'4", 250, Blake Spear, just pummeling the defensive lineman in front of him, man. He's looking like he's going to be an absolute stud up front for Chandler for the last couple of years.
Carmasiano's pass complete to the tight end. Nice route by the Wolves' big fella, Davian Loudermill. Loudermill, 6'1", 220 for the sophomore again. Davian Loudermill. Everybody on the Chandler Wolves roster is 6'5", 240 pounds, and they're all sophomores.
Yeah, and
every one of them.
He's coming back whipping a bit, but that class of 2026, the freshman group that they had last year, ultra special. That's why when coaches, not coaches, just people around the state are asking me about, because they always want to know, hey, how's this team? How's this team look? You know, we're in fortunate positions where we do get to see a lot of teams. We're at schools a lot during the week. And you see some of the incoming freshmen that come up, Kevin, and the sophomore classes, and especially in some of these big programs, they all have superstars in the making. You go to Basha. Basha's starting 2 freshmen right now on the varsity team. The reigning state champions have 2 freshmen starting on that team. You know, the rich get richer. As
they really do. And Cody, we got to get this straightened out as far as our listeners tonight on the whole Chandler thing. Carmigiano to the air, deep ball, and the ball is going to be caught off the carom, and scoring the touchdown is Justice Span. 43 yards away. First varsity touchdown for Dominic Carmigiano, and off the carom, it's Justice Span to take it the distance.
And it's going to be taken away by an illegal man downfield, which is so sad. I think they're going to get a lineman because it's an RPO scheme where he goes up top for a 9 route. I think they're going to get one of their guard or tackles about 3 or 4 yards downfield. That was a heck of a pitch and catch. And what about the hand-eye coordination by Justice Span? As you could see, our awesome replay there, RPO, meaning the offensive line, going as it's a run blocking there, about a whole unit, 5 to 6 yards downfield. That is tough because Carmigiano just put an absolute dime piece out there on the 9 route, and what a catch by Span.
Well, what a play by Tyke Daniels. He got his hand in there to bat that ball around. Usually that's going to be a PBU, but not this case. The ball did bounce his way. Carmigiano back to the air. He goes to Ochoa. Ochoa up the sideline, and he's going to be finally thrown out of bounds around the 42-yard line. 3:02 to go. It's 42-0. And a lot of us here in Glendale are starting to get the weather alert. But let's go back to it. Chris Eaton from Gridiron, Arizona, a trusted member of the Arizona varsity staff and one of my longtime broadcast partners on the Gridiron School for many a years. Chris, a shout out to you. Thank you for listening tonight. But he's asking where Chandler ever went. We were just trying to say, hey, a lot of the conversation has been about what happened to Chandler a year ago. What is their outlook this season? Well, you're right, Chris. They didn't go anywhere. They did play in the open semis a year ago. But the fodder, the conversation at the water cooler has been around the focal point is Chandler down. Cody, you can expand upon on that, can't you?
Top team, one of the top teams in the state of Arizona. Ultra loaded, fantastic coaching staff. This team will be here to stay on the mountain.
Carmigiano over to Ochoa once again, his 3rd reception of the night. This one will move the chains. And with 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3, Chandler is on the move one more time as they play football on the Mountain Lions half of the football field.
Kevin, I'm really impressed with Ochoa. Just his understanding of finding space in some of these zones. Really good receiver, tremendous blocker as well.
Carmigiano on the rollout. His pass fired over the middle and caught. And again, it's Carter Ochoa, his 4th catch of the game. This one will move the sticks inside the red zone. And Carmigiano showing his athletic ability to get outside the pocket. First, he had to trap the low snap and got the football to where he could deliver it, and he delivered a strike.
How about the sophomore quarterback making a seasoned vet throw, eluding the pressure. Rolling right sets his feet and throws an absolute dart to Carter Ochoa, doing everything that Coach Garrettson said, saying, I got a sophomore quarterback who's going to be a future phenom, and we get to display him here in the 3rd quarter.
Gotta love it. This is Lejander breaking the hole, and he gets past the linebackers into that 2nd level, and Lejander, another one of those fine running backs in that running back room at Chandler High, and this Chandler Wolf is moving.
Give him the rock again. Give him the rock again. Another running back north to south. These Chandler running backs have to be tough. They have to have vision. Got to get positive yardage. They do not dance in the backfield, Kevin. They explode with acceleration. Give him the rock again.
Havish, Chira Mamiya with the tackle for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. Back to Lejander, and he goes into the end zone untouched. The 3rd rushing touchdown tonight for the Chandler Wolves, where they have not been touched. Wow, huge hole up the middle. And it's 48-0, extra point pending.
Get the replay right here. Look at the left side of the offensive line, just bulldozing their way through. Running back untouched to the 2nd level once again. Chandler backfield and offensive line, Kevin, having themselves a game tonight.
How about Blake Spear setting the seal, and then Carter Ochoa, unselfish-like, stock walking down the field. This Chandler Wolves offense firing on all cylinders here tonight at Mountain Ridge High School. This will be the final play of quarter number 3. Snap is back. Carmigiano puts the hold down. And the 1-point try for Adriano Pilato is right down Main Street. Point after try is good. After the end of the third quarter, it's 49-0 Chandler. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, fourth quarter action here in Glendale.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, but I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these feelings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Welcome back to Glendale. Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. It's 49-0. You know, Cody, last year's team for Mountain Ridge, they had a couple of dudes who could really make a difference on the offensive side of the ball. One of them was all-region standout Brendan Anderson, the quarterback, who's now playing at Southern Utah. Perhaps he's dressed out tonight at Sun Devil Stadium as the Southern Utah takes on Arizona State. But then you also had Terrence Hall, who's had a magnificent senior season. I think he's going to find his way to the JUCO level this year, but those are two primary playmakers they had to replace, and it's been a tough time.
Yeah, really special graduating 2023 class for Mountain Ridge. That quarterback receiver connection you just mentioned, Kevin, one of the best in the state of Arizona. Yes, extremely hard to replace those guys.
On the return, here comes Cody Halpine in space. And Cody Halpine will take it out across the 35-yard line. And in back-to-back returns for Mountain Ridge, perhaps they found something, Cody, on special teams.
And I remember the Halpine brothers from last year when we called that Apollo game. I believe the eldest, I believe he graduated. Cody Halpine is now a junior, is making plays as a sophomore all year last season. They've had explosive plays, especially in the return game. Special teams-wise, they had the recovery on the fake punt. They've had a couple big kick returns. It looks like this one is going to get called back for either unsportsmanlike conduct. They've shot themselves in the foot a few times here in the second half, but they have showed some glances, Kevin, of some explosive plays in the return game with some of these athletes.
It's the 28th year of Mountain Ridge football. Steve Bellis enjoyed some success here many years ago. Back to work, it'll be Baugman. We have not seen Penniman here in the second half. Baugman has Norfolk to his right, and let's see who gets the ball carrier here. It is Vincent Norfolk, and he tries to sweep, running laterally right towards us, and he runs into 3 white shirts, and they just took him down to the turf. Leading the way there, looked like big number 75, and for whatever reason, on this Max Prep roster, Cody Cameron, I do not have a 75 listed, unless you do.
No, that's okay, because also there is a number who is listed, 5'11", 190 outside linebacker Luke Colesrud. We're also there to stand up the running back for a tackle for loss.
2nd and 11, Baugman out of the gun. Works right, passes right, ball's caught, and making the reception and moving up the field for the first down for Mountain Ridge was Tyler Dudiak. So Dudiak, nice job on the crossing route. And that ball was delivered right on time and allowed the receiver to turn upfield and move the sticks.
How about QB2, too? Lucas Bauman, the 5'8", 188-pound quarterback with a nice pitch and catch on the out route. Good timing. Probably the only quarterback Kevin will see all year wearing the number 36.
Cody, I have to believe that is the second, maybe the third first down tonight for Mountain Ridge. Baugman again, back to throw, sets up the screen to Norfolk. Norfolk makes the reception, turns upfield, splits the defense, and he's close to another first down. The best run of the night, a catch and run for Vincent Norfolk.
Yep, good, nice setup here. Offensive lineman downfield, catch behind the line of scrimmage. The big boys paving the way for the Mountain Ridge running back, and 2nd and 1 opportunity to get what I also believe, Kevin, would be their 5th first down of the game.
Norfolk is a newcomer to this offense, trying to figure out how to play this game. On 2nd and 2, Baugman to the air. His pass is incomplete. He was looking for Mountain Ridge's Parker Halpine, the other Halpine. Cody is the captain, 5'9", 146 as a junior. And his brother Parker, a senior at 5'11", 165. He is a Desert Valley Region second teamer, is Parker Halpine, so unable to haul that one in. 3rd down and 2 from the 43-yard line of Mountain Ridge, working right to left. Ryland Sands has been targeted once, has yet to record a reception tonight. Norfolk with a carry. He's strung out, and he's got nowhere to go. Excellent defense by the Chandler Wolves. One of the defensive players there was Malik Johnson-Alexander, another corner, and more twos for Chandler, stepping up, playing like ones.
Just fundamentally sound team defense, understanding and recognizing what they're supposed to do, not giving up outside contain, keeping outside leverage. No one's going to get outside of me. Sometimes it's that simple, and sometimes it's really hard to do, Kevin, but the Chandler 2 showing that they can get it done.
4th and 2 from the 43, and that time Balgman, I believe, used the hard count to effectiveness. Dan Manucci and I were talking about the hard count, and it's a weapon for a lot of quarterbacks, and I think we were talking about it. It's certainly an art, and it's very much a craft to be successful with that hard count.
Cadence is your friend. Cadence is your friend, and the good teams, they practice it day one, but it's just understanding all the pre-snap reads and vocalism that your quarterback is going to do with all your checks, and the very experienced quarterbacks, when they take that next step and they're college ready, they are money at the hard count.
Balgman from his own 48-yard line, back to throw. He delivers under a blitz, and the ball is nearly intercepted. Nearly picking that one off was Angel Perez, the strong safety coming down, filling in the passing lane, and darn near stepped in front of that Balgman pass.
Secondary just doing a great job of reading quarterback size and jumping number one. You know, these in this defense, they just fly around. Do they have responsibility? Absolutely, especially if they're pre-snap cover zero. But when they're in just their full base, the secondary, they read and react, and all of them across the board do it quickly. And that could have been another pick six by the Chandler secondary, just slightly missed opportunity.
Another word I like to use for that is discipline. They play disciplined football. Empty set for Balgman. They go right back to the wide receiver screen, and it's complete, and moving the football up the football field is Tyler Dudiak, and he's going to have himself a first down.
First down and 15 yards. It looks like we're going to have a roughing the passer. Great play call by the Mountain Ridge offense coordinator. Chandler went full house, pretty much engaged six, cover zero across, and they counter that with a rocket screen. Big time gain, and they're going to tack on another 15.
Balgman to Tyler Dudiak, a gain of 13, and as Cody pointed out, they're going to tack on the additional unsportsmanlike. So Mountain Ridge on the move for the first time this evening. They're playing on the Chandler Wolves side of the football field. And if you're Coach Gavin Lutman in your first year, you're trying to instill belief and confidence and no quit in your group. And to see them here at this point in the game, yes, the score is lopsided, but there is no quit in this Mountain Ridge group. Norfolk breaks a tackle and then lowering his shoulder and taking on some contact. How about Mr. Angel Perez meet Vincent Norfolk at the point of contact, and that was an absolute train wreck.
Punishing finish to the run there by the junior tailback. I like how you mentioned how these players are play for a sense of pride right now, moving the sticks, and they're all young players. Everybody we're calling right now, Kevin, sophomores and juniors for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions.
2nd and 7 from the 22-yard line. Balgman to the outside. His pass is complete by, it's Halpine again, and he makes a nice move, but on his attempt to escape the trio of tacklers, more white shirts came there to take down the ball carrier. Nothing doing that time for Parker Halpine. No gain.
Yeah, good recognition by the corner. In his 5-step drop there, pre-snap read, pass first, T-step drives is right there. Nice play by the receiver, though, cutting back inside, gaining what looked like going to be stopped for no loss, picking up an extra 3 or 4 yards. It would be massive for the morale of Mountain Ridge to put some points on the board here, Kevin.
Pretty amazing when you look historically. Chandler High School has been around since 1914. We're talking 105 years of Wolves football. Very, very impressive. Balgman to the air. His pass is over the middle, and it's incomplete. And here comes the penalty marker from the field judge. I like to touch the football, Cody. Try to drop it into Halpine's hands, and unfortunately, I believe the DB was draped all over the wide receiver here.
Yeah, so we had a replay here, And it looks, show this again. It might have been incidental contact here. Let me see. Got a great shot. It looks like they tripped. Okay, maybe good. The only thing I will say, Kevin, is the ref from the back corner pylon through that. The ref right behind the play kept the flag in the pocket. But I am a defensive back. I'm a former DB. I'm a defensive guy always.
By trade.
By trade. You know, I tend to. Oh, they might they might wave this away. Let's see what they call here.
We're going to look at it one more time. Great pass protection up front by Mountain Ridge.
How about our camera crew? Camera crew, technical director, Mr. Greg Jones. Phenomenal work by the staff tonight, Kevin.
No question.
It's been a good time.
Eli Thompson picking up the block on that last sequence, the right tackle at 5'11", 251. That was a heck of a block to allow Balgman to get that time to throw the football over the center of the field. So the clock continues to roll, 2:50 to go. 3rd and 6 from the Chandler Wolves 21-yard line. Mountain Lions trying to punch it in here and send this crowd home with the idea of the 6 points. For Chandler, they will get Orange Lutheran next week at Chandler High School. Orange Lutheran out of Orange, California, highly touted program. Then they'll get Corona del Sol and then Highland. Snap is back. They run it to Norfolk, and Norfolk going to try to turn the football up the field, and as he turns to run north and south, he gets belted. And there was nothing doing, no gain that time as the Chandler Wolves interior suffocates the ball carrier. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Clock rolls. We are at 2 minutes to go in tonight's game.
When you look at this Mountain Ridge schedule, Kevin, it does not get any easier. I believe they have the Queen Creek Bulldogs the following week, but up and down, absolutely brutal schedule for Mountain Ridge.
It's going to get tougher. Balgman to the air, and he sets up a screen, and he dumps it off, and Norfolk is trying to turn those legs inside the 5-yard line. First time this evening that Mountain Ridge is playing inside the red zone here of the Chandler Wolves. Checking in at wide receiver is Tyler Dudiak. He's had a couple of catches on this drive on wide receiver screens. 1:17 remaining. 3rd down and 3. It looks as though that the Mountain Lions could get a first down at the 1-yard line. Balgman with an empty set. Parker Halpine in the slot to the left. It'll be Halpine on the keep. Halpine to the end zone, and he's going to score a touchdown. And the Mountain Lions are on the board. A 4-yard touchdown run from Parker Halpine, and Mountain Ridge will avoid the shutout here in Glendale at home.
Absolutely love this for the senior playmaker. Halpine gets the edge, escapes past the senior past the edge rusher of Chandler, finds the corner of the end zone, and goes in for 6. And we're at the end of this game here, and this place is still going wild for Mountain Ridge. The fans are still locked in. 50 million cheerleaders on the sidelines for Mountain Ridge High School, and the fireworks going off. That's, like I said, that is a huge morale booster for this Mountain Ridge team to find the end zone tonight in this football game.
And as Parker Halpine scored the touchdown, you saw the lightning in the background. I don't know if our camera crew got that shot, but they've been amazing all night. Had they got that one, that would have been really incredible. But Parker Halpine scores from 4 yards out, and that spoils the shutout for the Chandler Wolves and for the first-year head coach Gavin Lutman and his group with Steve Scott, the assistant coach, and the whole staff. Just the fact they continue to compete, there's no quit. You just see what they're made of and the idea that their next game won't be near as tough as Chandler.
And Halpine, one of the lone seniors in that offensive group, so it's a feel-good moment for the senior Parker Halpine. And that wraps up the game, 49-7. But what a showing by the Chandler Wolves, especially for the first half, Kevin. Absolutely dominant in the first half. Mountain Ridge showed some glances of some explosive play in special teams and offensively, and they did it with young talent. Tough schedule moving ahead for Mountain Ridge. And if you're the Chandler Wolves and you did have the question, are they still legit? The answer is very much yes.
I think so. And Chris Eaton will tell you, there wasn't really, from his vantage point, and maybe others like him, there was no question about whether Chandler would come back or not. But somewhere along the line, Mr. Eaton, there were some questions about what Chandler football would be this year. Well, here in Glendale, the home of the Mountain Lions, they've already turned off the Longstream scoreboard. It read 49-7, and you have to credit the run game and the rushing attack for Rick Garrettson's squad. Khalil Valentine, as advertised, the all-conference second teamer from a year ago. I mentioned the Premier Region Offensive Player of the Year. 3 touchdowns on the ground tonight. He was really, really superlative.
Yeah, just the vision, the north to south running, and the explosiveness. There's not a running back in the state, Kevin, that go first gear to second gear with that much explosiveness. Khalil Valentine's the best at it. He is the absolute best at it. And we barely, he had, I think, the first catch of the game for Chandler. They will highlight him in the slot so much this season because he's a mismatch disaster in cover 0 and cover 1, inside backers or strong safeties. Khalil, ultra impressive tonight.
Well, the Wolves get the Highland Hawks on the 22nd day of September, and they could very well be 5-0 at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-0 at that point. Obviously, Orange Lutheran, Corona del Sol might have something to say about that, but the Chandler Wolves setting themselves up for another strong playoff run.
Oh, big time. And they go the Premier Region. It's one of the best regions in the entire state. And in between that, they still have the Centennial Coyotes, but they finish with Centennial, Basha, Perry, Hamilton.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal
loaded
price
schedule
plan.
still for the
So I'll
Wolves.
admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Arizona.
Dude,
and
you do not need to get that personal.
The
State Farm personal price plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real? And the lone touchdown of the game for our guy, that was Parker Halpine. Great performance by the Chandler Wolves, and for first-year head coach, Coach Lutman, obviously he's got work to do, but the belief is there, the culture change is in effect, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch this team grow and develop throughout the rest of the season. For Joey Mascaro, our outstanding crew, for Greg Jones, my dude, and you, our outstanding global listening audience, and for Trey Clarkson, State Farm Insurance, and this guy to my left, Cody Cameron. I'm Kevin Derryberry. Where the Wolves win it 49-7. We will look forward to seeing you next week from the GY out in the 623 as the Desert Edge Scorpions play host to the Camelback Spartans. Until next time, so long for now. Rocked it, baby. I had one note page I was looking for the whole night, can't find it. Oh, well.
That was good stuff.
It's raining and Greg's got to go. Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go, Greg.
I know, I was looking for like a 30-second break.
Oh, that ain't a good sign. Don't give me a Dan Minucci bit. I'll talk to the lights are out. I'll talk till we turn the lights out. I just got to see a storm warning on my phone.
Boy, nicely done, gents.
Good game, Cody. Nice work, babe.
I'm going to go try to talk to Jeremiah Young.